Okay. Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes. All right. Okay. So what should we do, madam, then? First, what's the first thing we need to do? Okay. 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 Yes, colleagues. Remember, one of the rules of probability is that probabilities, when you add them up, they have to sum up to 1 or 100%. All right. So those probabilities on the table there, we have to make an equation. Okay, where you're going to say this. So on our papers, let's write this. You say summation of p x equals x. Just we're basically saying the sum of the probabilities must equal 1. Then we make the equation now. We say 0.4 plus k plus 2k plus 0.12 equals 1. So colleagues, let's solve for k. Remember, no spoon feeding in this class, okay? So if he has just seated there expecting, no, Mr. Mao, I'll show everything. Yeah. And this is how you can even be able to time yourself in the exam. Per question, on average, how much do I spend per question? Okay. So if you spend 10 minutes per question, and in the exam you've got you have to answer, let's say, 10 questions. So 10 minutes per question, 10 questions, that is 100 minutes. 100 minutes in hours, that's 1 hour 40 minutes. Listen, so 1 hour 40 minutes means you've got another, since the exam is 3 hours, so you've got 1 hour 20 minutes to relax. Now, if you're spending 30 minutes on one question and you do 10 questions, that's 300 minutes. Okay, okay. 0.4 plus 0.12 is not 0.22. Yes, 0.52. Yes. Colleagues, are we all getting that in our calculations? Okay. Then what do we do next? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Negative how? Not negative, sir. It won't be negative. No, 1 minus 0.5. Since 1 is greater than 0.52, so you will get a positive value. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Okay, 1 minus 0.52, 0.48. Colleagues, are we all getting 0.16? Any questions? Okay. Is that Mr. Emmanuel? Okay. So 2 times 0.16? right. Yes. So when you see this 2 times 0.16 is 0.32. Uh-huh. Yes, sir. Not necessarily proving the question, but how can I say this? You need to put these values into the table so that you can solve the next part. Yes. So, next part is find the expected earnings. Okay, who guide us on this one? We did this type of question, and all of you were present. No one can say I wasn't present for that class. You were all present. Mm. Yes. Uh huh. I'm just trying to move my cursor. Just hold on. Trying to move the cursor. Okay. In simple terms, first, what are we trying to find before you go further, sir? Okay, for the masses. In simple terms, what are we trying to find here? Yes, that's correct. Okay. Uh-huh. So you say the formula, we write it EX. Uh-huh. Oh, X equals X, not X equals 3. So X, no, I put equals 3, yes. So colleagues, yes, this is the formula for the expected value, which is the average. Okay, we're just trying to find the average profit here. Okay. Mhm. So what this formula is Oh, sir, continue before I interject. Continue. So then, what will we do next? Mm-hmm. 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 Yes. Oh, you went offline. 500 times 0.32. Yes. Yes. Thank you very much, sir. Yes. You tell me the final answer that you get. Yeah, I remember that. That's. Are we all getting 384? Any questions? Yes. So think of this as the average profit, okay? If you invest in this business, on average, you make $384. Okay, the next part we need to calculate the standard deviation. What does standard deviation tell us? Madam Helen, what does standard deviation tell us? Mr. Foster, Mr. Trevor, Mr. Chimunya, Madam Sylvia. Mm. Mr. Kasono, maybe? Standard deviation, Mr. Emmanuel? Hmm. it's scary. Yes, someone raised their hand. Yes, Mr. Foss. Hmm. Hmm. Expected value. Yes. Now, since I've answered your question, here's my. You need to also answer mine. What does standard deviation tell us? Oh, ah, that is parallel. Huh? But anyway, thank you for your colleagues. Okay, standard deviation. Okay, okay, standard deviation. How far the data points are spread from the mean. Okay, how far the data points are spread from the mean. Okay, let me get an image from Google. We see what a high standard deviation versus a small standard deviation looks like. So you can get an idea. Let's see, there's that. Okay, is this going to? Yes, colleagues, have you seen? The mean is this line here. A high standard deviation, the points are far away from the mean. Okay, in this case, if we have a high standard deviation, it means our profits are going to be far away from the average profit. Okay, then a small standard deviation. Have you seen how close the points are to the mean? Okay, have you even seen how the standard deviation affects the bell curve? A larger standard deviation, your bell curve will be wide. Okay, a small standard deviation, you have a narrow bell curve. Okay, so standard deviation, how far the data points are from the mean. Are we okay on that? We'll start first. I'm going through everybody first. Madam Beth, are we okay with that? Mr. Boniface, are we okay with that? Mr. Emmanuel, oh no, no. Okay, but have you got the definition though of standard deviation? How far the data point? Yeah. Okay. Madam Helen, Mr. Kasono. Oh, okay, bring a follow-up question, maybe to enlighten everybody more. Mhm. Oh, so it's a risk. It's a risk. It's a risky business. And as you're going to, yes, a high standard deviation, it's a business where the profits fluctuate. Today you can make a big profit, tomorrow you make a big loss. Okay. Yeah. Then then a smaller standard deviation, it just means at least profits are stable within the business. Yes. And when you reach fourth year, okay, this standard deviation is coming back. Okay. In the financial world, standard deviation measures risk of securities or risk of a business. A high standard deviation, high risk. A low standard deviation, low risk. Okay. Yes. Those doing BBA and accounting, you're going to find it in fourth year. So don't think that this was first year stuff. You will see this again. Okay, colleagues, how do we calculate the standard deviation? Who remembers the formula? Yes, yes, madam. Yes, that's correct. Variance is the standard deviation squared. For those who are saying, when I was asking what's standard deviation, and then you are saying squared, you are talking about the variance. Yes, madam. So what's the formula for the variance? Just hold on, madam. This is the formula for the variance. Let me just, you'll be given this formula in the exam. In the exam, you find this formula. Yes, here it is. Okay. EX squared minus EX squared. That is all they'll give you. Yes. Then, madam, now you can continue. Mhm. Okay, just wait before you go there. Let me just enlighten people more. So this EX squared, it's the same as this formula here. Okay. It translates to this formula here. The only difference is x is going to be squared. Okay, so you can translate it to this summation of x squared multiplied by the probability. Okay, madam, now you can continue. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. Mm-hmm. Colleagues, are we all okay with this? What else? There's one more thing we need to put here. Yes. 384 squared. Yes, so we can tabulate. And as we're answering this, colleagues, what about standard error? What does the standard error tell you? Because I believe in the quiz, there was a question where it says differentiate standard deviation and standard error. What is standard error? How far the sample mean is from the population mean. That is standard error. How far the sample mean is from the population mean. Okay, remember whenever you're conducting a research or any studies, okay, you cannot work with the population, everybody. It will be, you won't be able to do it. Too many resources, too much time. So you need to get the sample, a subset of the whole group. Okay. So now, whatever average you calculate for that sample, you want to see, okay, how accurate is it? How far is it from the true population mean? So if it's a small standard error, it means the sample mean is not very far from the population mean. Okay, meaning your results, whatever results you get from that research, they can truly represent the population. Okay, but a higher standard error means your sample mean is way far from your population mean. You might need to include more people in your sample size. Are we okay with that? Okay. Mr. Foster, are we okay with that? Because you all do researches in your fourth year. So you will be required to select a sample size, okay, for your research. Yeah, yeah, yes. So you meet these things in your research. You have to determine a sample size, and you shouldn't choose a small sample size. Okay, because if you choose a small sample size, it means what you get a high standard error, meaning your results are not that accurate. All right, yes. What answer have we found? I think I remember that now. Colleagues, are we finding 82,144? Are we all finding that? Okay, how about the others? 82,144. 144. Okay, any questions, colleagues? Here I've just found the variance. Okay, we've just found the variance. The standard deviation is the square root of the variance, okay? So your standard deviation, which you represent as sigma, excuse me. So what's the square root of 82,144? Twenty-six point six one. Okay, we can round it off to 287. So this is a big standard deviation. This is a big standard deviation. It's almost been close to the mean. Okay, so on average, the profits, the distance between the profits is like 300 kwach. Any questions? Hence, otherwise, is the investment likely to be successful? Explain. So here, when you're explaining, as I said, the points you need to explain on are the expected return, the standard deviation, and you have to compare the probabilities of losses versus the probability of profits. Okay, probability of losses versus the probability of profits. So if we can look at this table here, we're only getting probabilities of profits, although in real life, there's no business which won't give you probabilities of profit. Okay. But in this case here, you only have probabilities of profit. So that's a very good sign. There's actually no probability of a loss. Okay. Oh, why am I even answering? Colleagues, hey, let's comment first. As I said, today is not spoon feeding. We have to comment. Yes, Mr. Casono, is this likely to be successful or not? Please. um, just hold on, sir. Just hold on. As you are answering, think of it as you investing money. Someone has come to you, Mr. Cason. There's this business I need you to invest money in, and they've shown you these tabulations. In your heart of hearts, what would you would explain? As you're answering, think of it like that. You can go ahead, sir. Ah, I thought I even made it simple. Okay, okay. Yeah, let's just iron it out. Yes, so it's a gamble because in this business the profits fluctuate. Yes, yes. They, there's a fluctuation of the profits. All right, so it's like it's a somehow, yeah, it's a gamble. Okay, it's a gamble. So if you're a risk taker, you would want to go with this because there's a possibility of making big profits. Okay, but there's also a probability of making losses and or smaller profits. Today you might make a big profit, tomorrow you make a small profit. The other day, big profits, small profits, something like that. It's a gamble. Yes, anybody else? Hmm. Yeah, they're somehow relatable. These investments and gambling, they're somehow relatable. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Mhm. Anybody else? So if you want stable profits, this is not the business for you in simple terms. Okay. Uh-huh. Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Hold on, hold on.
Or the deciding factor. Which one is the deciding factor?
Wait, let's say the question.
um, I would say in such a scenario, I don't think it's you can have a one size fit all answer or a deciding factor. Okay, here you won't just look at only just that. So I don't think mm, I wouldn't prioritize any above the other. All of them are of equal relevance. Yes. Because if you just go, for example, if you just go based on the expected return and that business has got a high standard deviation, you find once you've entered, you're just surprised how your profits are fluctuating. It's tricky. Yes, that's why the investment business, it's not easy, colleagues. It's not easy. And you can imagine now someone has given you their money to invest for them. You also have to look at these things whenever you're deciding where to invest. And these are just estimates, these are just forecasts. You can find you invest in this business, you make a loss. Doesn't mean that you're going to make that 384. It's just to give you an idea. That, okay, I'll be in this, on average, I'll be on this range. Okay. Yes. Okay, we can move to the next question.